Good afternoon, folks. I am about to apply the second coat of spray foam on Manny. Yesterday I did several areas. Wait a minute, no, yesterday, hold on. I stand corrected. This is the third coat. Yesterday I hit a couple of areas, and so this is going to make the third coat. All right, so I will be applying a third coat, and I will be hitting some areas that I have not touched on before. I've indicated all the areas that I need to apply the foam to with the green marker. That's the areas where I want to build up the muscle, make him look bigger. We all know that Carnage is slim as compared to Venom, who's bulky. I'm going to keep him slim, but still he has muscle. So I want to get all that definition. I want to show all of that muscle. Now his face, I'm going to apply a lot to his face because I want to bring his face out. I don't know, maybe an inch or so. Right now I need to add more so I can cut away to shape his face. I got to fill in the hole right there. Let me see. Just so basically wherever you see green, that's where I will be adding the foam. Hopefully this can will be enough to get all of those areas, because I am doing this on a budget, so I'm trying to keep my costs down, and this is the third can. And I did do some shaping up today. I shaped up his hip bone areas a little bit, shaved all of that stuff off of his neck, shaped up his feet a little, and his heel claw, I guess that's what it's called, I don't know, but I shaped that up. And his feet were just huge, and I still have to shape those down some more. And oh, I forgot to mention, hold on, I'll be right back. Good news, folks, I came across some more pictures of this Carnage, and the name of the artist is Damien something, I believe. I found him on the internet, and he had a YouTube page. So I went to his YouTube page and found him. I went to his YouTube page and found a video of him sculpting this Carnage figure in ZBrush. I'm not familiar with ZBrush. I think it's some type of computerized drawing program. I don't know anything about it, but it was really cool the way he did it. And it showed a lot of detail for this figure right here. And I made a couple of copies. I printed out a couple of copies rather. And you can't see it too well on here, but on my computer, I do have more detail of the face. So that will help a lot. Just didn't come out in this copy right here. And this here. Now I have a full picture of his body and the pose. I really like this pose. I'm going to be combining that pose with this pose right here to come up with my pose for this statue. All right, but that's it, folks. I really lucked out when I found this. This will help a lot, especially with the facial features, and also I can use some of this detail for the body, and that's what I will be doing right now. I'll be putting more foam in these areas right here where he has a lot of muscle, so I can shape it. All right, folks, that's it for now. Let me go ahead and get busy with this. And I gotta lay Carnage down so I can put this foam on him so it doesn't drip off. All right, be back in a little bit. Bye. All right, folks, here's Manny. He's getting his, what do you call it? Facial. He's getting his facial and some other stuff done to his body. And he's going to have to lay here for a few hours until this foam dries. Then I'll let him sit up overnight. Tomorrow I'll carve him up some more. And I think after that, it's clay. Clay is the next step. Find some clay, start sculpting and carving and shaping with the clay. Then it's primer and paint time, I believe, after that, unless I'm missing something. But again, folks, I make tentative plans, and those tentative plans always change. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching the video, and I'll be back with more tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, folks. This is Patrick, and I am continuing with the life-size mannequin / Carnage project. And no, you did not tune into the foot fetish channel. All right, this is Manny is getting a pedicure. Is it pedicure or what is it? Okay, pedicure is for the fingers. No, manicure is for the fingers. Okay, so I was right. So Manny is getting a pedicure this morning. I'm going to take two. I'm going to spend some time working on his feet, trying to get them shaved down to a more appropriate size. Don't know if you can tell, but they are way too big. Right now, what I'm working on is, you know how the foot, I want to use my foot for an example, but I don't have the prettiest feet in the world. But you know how the feet kind of slopes down right here toward the baby toe? You can probably tell right there, still, I haven't filed that one down. So I'm trying to file it down to make it look more anatomically correct. So that's what I'm working on. Also trying to shape his toes. Manny is going to, well, Carnage is going to have two toes. He's going to have the big toe and then the split right here in the middle. I don't want to try to give him 5 toes. That'll be too much. And I don't like his, when he has the, I guess the boot look, that's what I call it. When he has no toes, it looks like just a shoe, a foot shoe, a shoe foot, whatever. I don't like that look. So I'm going to try to give him some toes, a couple of toes at least. Also, I gave him some ankles. This mannequin had very little ankle, all right, or ankles. So I'm giving him some ankles. And I have to shape those down some more. I destroyed one spike, thorn, claws. Thank you. Damn, man, I was struggling. I destroyed one of his heel claws yesterday when I laid him down and it crushed it. So I got to reconstruct this one. I'm trying not to buy any more cans of that foam. So I'll probably use some hot glue on this to redo it. Also going to be, there we are, going to be working on his calves. Going to be working on those again, at least this upper part. I have to shave this down. I added some more to this yesterday, trying to fill up this hole right here. Let me see, what else we got going on? Okay, going to work on his calves. Okay, again, the calves, going to work on it, the front part of his calves. I put some foam on here, so I'm going to shape it. I'm trying to make them a little bit, they're going to try to make them a little bit bigger. As you can see, he was kind of lacking muscle or muscle mass right there on the calf. So I'm trying to give him a little bit more muscle mass. All right, and I did have a setback. Is it setback or drawback? Whatever. I had a problem last night because I was burning the midnight oil. Well, not actually midnight, but up to like 10:30 I was out here in the garage trying to get some work done on this thing. And I guess I was working too long. I got tired and didn't realize it, and I made a mistake. Now, the original plan was to cut away enough of the neck. Man, I cannot stay focused. Stay focused, Patrick. Okay, let's start over. The original plan was to cut away enough of the neck and just leave a little piece hanging on. The problem is I cut away too much, and eventually the last little piece just broke. And so Manny lost his head yesterday, and I had to find a way to reattach it. What I did was I got a piece of foam because he needed something to fill in that void right there in the neck. I got a piece of foam. I put the foam in, reposition his head because I want him looking down and to the left. Then I put a lot of hot glue on here to hold everything in place. I know it looks really bad right now, but I'll be fixing all of this. I'm going to probably fill this right here with some clay all around his neck, fill it with clay, smooth it out. So it's going to look better once I'm done. Let me see. And his head is still a little bit loose, but hopefully once this hot glue is hardened and once I get some clay on here, hopefully that'll make it more stiff and it won't be moving. If it does continue to shake or move, I'll have to put some type of rod in from the bottom of his torso, bring that up into the head cavity to make it more stable. I don't want his head to just come off or get loose over time. So let me see, what else? I think that's it for now, folks. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to spend a lot of time on his head / face today. I want to get some form to that. I want to start shaping it so it looks more like a head or rather a face. It looks like a big glob, massy glob right now. Okay, let me see. So that's it for now, folks. Make sure you stay tuned. There's more coming. Thanks for watching. All right, folks, it's the end of another day. I have put in a lot of hours on Manny today. And no, he is not being fitted for a suit. I've been measuring his head, trying to get the measurements somewhat accurate. Did you know that the average male head is about 22 inches around? Yeah, that's true. Fun fact. Bet you didn't know that. But I think Manny he's a little bit over 22, but he is, okay, there are average human, I guess, measurements and then superhero measurements. So Manny would fall, well, Carnage would fall into the superhero category. So his measurements will be a little above average. And I want to show you a side view of his head in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at my reference material. In case you got to class late and you didn't see this before, this is what I'm going for right here. This look. I love that stance right there and the way that and you can't see it in this picture, it's a bad picture, but he's looking down and kind of to the side. I really like that. And this is my other main source of inspiration here. So I'm drawing a lot from these two pictures. That's a better view right there. In case you wonder what that is on his hip, that's it right there. That's what I'm going for. That little hip bone that's protruding. And that is really hard to make fit. I think I'm going to have to widen his thighs a little bit to make it look right. All right, let's take a look at his head. And I want your opinion. Does his head look too long? Hold on. All right, here we are. And let's look at it in relation to his body. I'm thinking, okay, I think I need to, hold on, let me get my marker. All right, I marked him up to show where the eyes would be and approximately where the mouth would be. I think that mouth has to go down some. And by the way, his mouth will be closed or semi open, not all the way open like we normally see Carnage. And that neck looks a little slim. I'm gonna have to beef it up a little bit. And in case you did not see the previous, you know what? let me explain something because I don't want anybody to get confused. I record a small segment, and after I get a couple of 3, 4 segments, then I'll put them all together into one video. So if I say previous video, it may be referring to another part of this particular video and not really another video altogether. All right, hope that made sense. So I did talk about his neck and how I broke his neck and I had to reattach it with some styrofoam and some hot glue, and like it's holding up pretty good. But anyway, during that process, I think I made it too thin, so I'm going to have to probably, where's my finger? Probably have to bring his neck up to here, make it thicker. And of course, I'm going to straighten all that out right there. Let's see. And that's a view from the front. And this side. All right, he's coming along. I can almost see his face now. All right, folks, that's it for now. Let me get back to work. I was in here late last night. I don't want to be in here late again tonight, so I'm about to wrap this up for now, and there'll be more coming soon. Make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye. Here we are, folks, at it again. It is the following morning after the last part of this video. Since then, I have highlighted some of the areas, and you'll see them in red or maybe some pink. I've highlighted these areas to indicate where I need to put some more spray foam. I was trying not to buy another can because, as I have stated before, I am doing this on a budget, so I'm trying to keep my costs down, and I'm still working on my cost, what I'm going to call it, the tally, the ongoing cost of this. So I'm going to get that and start posting that or including it in the video. So just to keep up with what I'm spending on this thing. So yeah, I've highlighted all the areas. I'm about to go get another can of this spray foam soon as Ace Hardware opens up. And in case you didn't see the other videos, the purpose of this foam is to add more muscle, more mass to some of the areas that look kind of plain or not of heroic proportions. You know, all these heroes and villains, they got all these muscles. I can't have Carnage walking around looking like a normal human as far as his body. So I got to bulk him up, make him look bigger than life. And I'm still not sure about that head. Anybody have any opinions on it? I think he is. I measured him last night. His head is above or more than the average human size head, but does it look too big for this body? I can only make the body so big before it starts looking just totally crazy and out of whack. So I don't want to give him these big old muscles and then the whole thing just out of proportion. Speaking of out of proportion, have you guys ever seen one of these big gym guys? Got all these big old muscles up top, big ass guns, crazy abs, big chest, but then you get to the legs, he got little skinny stick legs. Well, that's what's starting to happen to Manny here. He's been working out his upper body, but I think he needs to have another leg day, work out them legs. So I think the legs are getting out of proportion. So I'm gonna beef up his thighs right here where the red is, and a little bit down on the calves too. I think that would even things out once I do that. Now, I never had to worry about that problem because I got a skinny torso and skinny legs, so I was never at a proportion like that. Okay, but that's it for now, folks. I'm going to get started on this. It's still early in the morning. Ace is not open for a couple more hours. I'll do some more carving and scraping, and then he should be ready for some more foam by the time Ace opens up. All right, I'll be back with more later. Bye. All right, folks, it's the end of another day. It is Sunday, and I am not going to be burning any midnight oil tonight. Has anyone ever seen that movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Remember the Richard Dreyfuss character? I forget his character's name, but the guy was like obsessed with this mountain. I think they called it Devil's Peak or Devil's Mountain or something. He became obsessed with it. He was using mashed potatoes and all kind of stuff from around the house to build this mountain. I'm starting to feel the same way with this project here. I'm not using any mashed potatoes. Okay, I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I have to make myself step back a little bit because I was in this garage late last night. So I'm going to make myself stop early tonight. But I did get a lot done today. And I actually made some major progress as far as the color. I've been debating which color I want to paint this thing, and I decided today, hold on, let me show you. All right, these are two of the colors I was trying to decide on. Don't know if you can see it, but this paprika, that's red, and there's this, what is this, apple red, and there's another red, and it's kind of a burgundy maroon type red color. It's really dark. And hold on, I'll be back again. And I went to Walmart today and I was comparing the three colors, and I decided on that paprika red. It's hard saying that. Paprika red, paprika red, paprika red. Say it 3 times fast. Okay, but I think that's the right color for this. I was thinking about the strawberry red, but that strawberry red is really bright. I don't want this thing to be too bright because I think it could like distract from I think it would distract from it. So I think the darker paprika would work for this. Plus it's matte, it's not shiny or glossy. So I think that will work for this. So I'm going to go with that. Let's take a look at this and let me show you what I've done today. I actually got another can, my 4th can of spray foam today. And these are the results after applying that can and after filing it down or scraping it down. And again, I am trying to build up some muscle on him, give him some mass, because this is just an ordinary, plain, human dimension size mannequin. So I'm trying to make him of heroic proportions, which means more muscle. And I'm still concerned about his head. Now, I did give him some more chin because his neck was really thin and that made his head look really big. But I gave him a little more neck chin here. So hopefully it does actually make the head look not so big. I still might have to file it down a little bit. I'll figure that out as I go. But that's what he's looking like right now. I added some muscle to the back, and I have to file this down some more. That's not the final look for this stuff. Let me see. And man, I need to get a quiet chair. This thing is too loud. Let me see. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, one thing I need to add some more. Don't know if you can tell from there, but I did add a little bit of mass here. I need to add some more because it still looks a little small going up into the hip area. Okay, and I might have to get one more can of foam. I'm trying not to because I will be getting some, I think it's called foam clay. I'll be getting some of that, and that cut texture. I will be getting some of that foam clay, and that's going to go over everything, over the spray foam, over the skin of the mannequin. That's going to be the final layer before I apply the primer / paint. Now, one thing that I did do today is, well, one more thing I did today was I tried to figure out how much I spent on this so far. And for the mannequin, it's $220, paint $600. I got that can of paprika, and I don't know how many cans it's going to require, but I just got one can just for now. I want to see how much that's going to cover, and then if I have to, I'll get more. I'm sure I will. So one can, spray foam, 4 cans, hacksaw blade, and the demon hand right there. So right now I'm sitting at about I'm guessing 280, maybe 280 so far. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Most of the money was spent on the mannequin itself. So I'm doing pretty good. Just a lot of effort. Well, I should say just a lot of man hours. If I factored in the time I spent on this, the cost would go way up. But I'm working for myself and working for free, so I can't do that. I won't do that. I'm trying to figure out if I spent any more money. I don't think I spent any more money on this. I had all of the other tools and materials. So I'm doing pretty good as far as my cost. All right, folks, that's going to be it for now. It's Sunday. Like I said, I want to shut it down early tonight, go relax a little while, and I'll be back on this early in the morning. And I'm really getting anxious. The further along I get with this, the more anxious I get to see it completed, but I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to take my time with it, see what happens. Let me see. What's next? Tomorrow I will be shaping. I'll be doing some more shaping and filing. I'm trying to finish up the filing because I'm ready to get to the clay foam and start doing that stuff. And I need to spend some time on his face tomorrow. I've got to start getting that together. I don't want to save that to the very end and then I mess it up. So if I make a mistake on the face, I want to do it early on so I can go back and fix it. Okay, folks, that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank you for watching and make sure you stay tuned. There's more coming. Bye.